Hey, what is up, YouTube? Excited to be back with you today, Friday, April 28th, for our AI-driven business daily live episode 16. Excited to be here for episode 16 and for what we have for the future of the project. Anybody that may have watched the last episode, we talked about a bunch of different things. I'm going to give a summary here, but before I do, Greg, how you doing? Everything going well this week for you?
Living the dream, man. Living the dream.
Awesome.
Week went fast. It's Friday already.
Yeah, this year has gone fast. It's May already, basically. So
It has. It has.
but, all right. Now let's do the summary of the prior episode. Here is what ChatGPT said. It's a little longer, actually, by the way. So, all right. In the last episode of AI Driven Business Daily Live 15, the hosts discussed their experiences using AI tools like plagiarism detectors to improve content for their business related to drip irrigation systems. They also explored limitations of AI and the importance of reading through generated content to trim down unnecessary parts. The hosts then moved on to article revisions and discussed the future of the project. They admitted that they had little inherent excitement about the topic of drip irrigation and were open to using ChatGPT to come up with new business ideas based on their passions and preferences. The hosts provided parameters for the new business, including a budget of $900 and a desire to use ChatGPT and AI for 80% of the work. They also listed their individual interests, such as Greg's interest in technology and Jimmy's interests in finance and side hustles. The hosts emphasized their strong moral compass and Christian values in their business decisions. The episode ended with plans to continue the discussion of potential business ideas in the next episode. Wow. That was probably
really
the best summary, in my opinion, out of all of them.
I agree.
It was the most complete.
Yes. And like the nuance that it picks out and knew how, man, it's really, really good.
What's crazy too, Greg, is I usually run these through GPT 3.5 and GPT 4 because I like to see which one's better, And I have been consistently for this week picking 3.5. It's been better than 4 at picking out the details I wanted to. Yeah.
Huh.
And I don't know why.
That is fascinating.
Mm-hmm. So
I wonder what it is.
Yeah, it's been nearly every day. And last week, I don't think that I did that. I was only using 4, and then I started testing out both, and 3.5 has been better. Huh. It repeats less too. So like GPT-4 will usually pick up on the summaries and just talk about the summary of the project of like, they did these things, and it's repetitive. Or 3.5 has been much better.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why that would be. But anyway, that was the summary. Very good summary. I applaud you, ChatGPT.
Yes.
And as it mentioned, we have plans to continue the discussion of potential business ideas in the next episode, which is this one. By the way, for anybody that is watching along at home, we will not be having an episode on Monday. So our next one would be Tuesday, May 2nd at 12:15 Central, 1:15 Eastern. And we'll be excited to come back to you then. But let's talk about future project stuff, Greg.
Yeah.
Where would you like to start?
I think it's funny. I think it's funny to start here. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy's so good at controlling all the screens. So yesterday, where we last left off, we were, we said, hey, what questions what questions can we answer? It said, answer these. We did, edited it a little bit. And then it said, oh, hey, here are some, oh, no, it wasn't that one. I think it was this one. Yeah, here we go. It said, here are some business ideas. And we immediately were like, when we saw like consulting, and maybe it was up here that it was more consulting. Yeah, sorry, it was this one. AI-driven e-commerce consulting and automation platform, whatever. And so we were like, consulting, we don't want to do that. That's, silly. Come on, ChatGPT, get your head in the game. And then we talked for a little bit today. And one of the things, and don't let me put words in your mouth, Jimmy, but one of my passions is just serving people, helping people. And one of the ways that I think I'm gifted in doing that is in business. And I know that Jimmy is gifted in the same sort of way. So the more we talked about it, we have this passion for technology and AI and what it's going to do to the world, like it or not. And then we have this desire to help people. And so we're like, how do we bring those things together? And that's where I think we were laughing when we're like, well, maybe it's just kind of like talking about the different tools. And I don't even remember how we brainstormed our way to it, but we landed at a point where we're like, well, maybe we bring we talk about it in the context of a company, like and I think Jimmy had mentioned construction company. And so we talk about how, if I was the CEO of a construction company, how could I bring AI tools in general, ChatGPT, there's a whole bunch of them. There are more every day. How can I bring AI tools to the table to help me, whether it's drive more leads, create efficiency in my operation, whatever it happens to be? How do I make it? How do I turn my business, whatever it happens to be, more AI driven? And so the light bulb kind of went on, and then Jimmy's like, actually, I think that's what ChatGPT recommended in the first place. And I'm like, stupid ChatGPT, we should listen to it more, I guess. And so I think that was where we were like, ooh, that seems interesting. That I think that, I don't know, lights a fire within me. So Jimmy, talk a little bit about how you're feeling.
Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun to bring in, I guess, different people and different industries into this project and kind of see how we can help them, as well as we could start with our own businesses and see how it can help those things at first, and then do recaps. I think it would make for good podcast episodes and stuff too if we were to ever grow into this space. So, I mean, I feel pretty good about it. Obviously, we've changed the project a few times. It, at least in my opinion, is still within the heart of what we started with this, which was, hey, okay, how can we help businesses to utilize this technology and grow? Technically, we won't be building a business solely with AI, but we will be helping other businesses, and they'll have their expertise to be able to check in on whether or not the content or the information ChatGPT is presenting is correct and accurate. And so that can help them in that way. It could potentially, turn into a service-based business if we ever wanted it to be, of people reaching out saying, hey, can you set this up for us in our business too? I mean, that could be something. How do we do consultations for people of setting up AI and those technologies into their business to create efficiencies and revenue streams, et cetera. So I think there's a lot of opportunity, and it'll be fun to get started and see how that goes.
Yeah. And Jimmy had mentioned in passing a little bit that we could start on our own businesses. And I think most of the people who will watch this, who are watching this, probably know, but between the two of us, you have a number of businesses. I have a number of businesses. I mean, we kind of concluded that we could probably keep ourselves plenty busy just talking about businesses that we have some sort of stake in today. Mm-hmm. And so that was one of the things that I thought, oh yeah, we actually have a lot that we can do without even having to invite someone from the outside to join us. But I think one of the interesting things, or one of the things that fired me up, was the idea of inviting someone who has a business, needs help, wants to brainstorm, to for us to kind of bring them in and then do a quick summary. What is it that you do? How does it, how does your business work today? And then how do we help you drive leads, drive efficiency, whatever it is? And then putting some of those things into practice in real life. And to me, that's, can we build a business? Yeah, absolutely. Do you and I need another business? Probably not. Mm-hmm. And so that was where I was like, ooh, this is really, yeah, I think it would just be fun to serve the community of entrepreneurs in this way.
Mhm.
So I'm very excited. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, I agree. So where do you think that we should start then? Should we start with our own businesses? Should we,
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to, because we can't exactly bring on a guest next week. But
Right.
I don't think, maybe we
Right.
could.
Yeah.
And it'd be fun to start with
Maybe.
our businesses so we have some more experience of like, hey, this is what the process looks like. These are the questions we should ask, and these are
Yes.
the things we should feed to ChatGPT to figure it out.
Exactly.
But I don't know if you want to start on that today, or if we want to just say, hey, we're going to start on Tuesday with X business and move forward.
I think we can do some. I think we can start on some things today, and we can also, or we can at least start the conversation of different, different businesses that we have that would be good candidates, or would benefit from it. So I'm happy to start the brainstorming now, and then and then we can, if we get to a conclusion, awesome. And
Mhm.
if we're stuck, or we can't sort it out, then yeah, we can push a final decision to Tuesday.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, let's get started there. The businesses
Yeah.
we've got. Um,
Yeah.
I can list off. Obviously, we've got Replan Dashboard. I say obviously. Anybody that might be watching this didn't know that, but we both co-own Replan Dashboard with another member named Carl, and we can start there. That's a software company for Amazon sellers, specifically arbitrage and wholesale, looking to manage their inventory better. And so that is one company that I think could utilize AI in certain ways,
Yeah.
especially even writing blogs or content or SEO and that kind of stuff. Um,
Right.
so that would be one. The
Yep.
next one for me, I obviously have my website, YouTube channel, all of that. Ask Jimmy Smith. You can see it in the little thing right there at Ask Jimmy Smith. But that would be another one too. That I've got blogs and stuff on there, and obviously tons of YouTube videos. And so utilizing ChatGPT in some way to get more exposure to that. Let's see. Oh boy.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
I
the
think
Amazon business.
from my standpoint, well, actually, I do. Boy, that's a good one. Um, selling. Is there an opportunity for people who are? I think we'll set Amazon, like selling on Amazon, aside for now, maybe.
Okay.
But I think we can. I mean, that's always something that you and I have. You have a ton of experience. I have uh, quite a bit of experience. And I think there's some overlap there with Replan Dashboard as well, since that's a platform focused entirely on Amazon. And so there might be some, some I don't know, synergies between those. From my side, 413 Group is, a commerce agency, digital commerce agency. There's a whole bunch of opportunities for us internal marketing to, our client base, lead generation, all of that. There's undoubtedly a number of tools that we could use internally for communication and whatever else. Um, we also have a separate SaaS platform, not Replan Dashboard. We have a SaaS platform called Transetta that is, it's fairly niche, but we could definitely use. I mean, it could use some marketing. There's basically, I think, I'm pretty sure it has a web page, and I'm pretty sure it's fairly static. And it's just so when people are like, trans what? Zeta? What's that? And then we, yeah, can point them to something. So I think there's those two. Um, oh, actually, gosh, why was I not thinking about this? Artemis Organics, technically, my wife and daughter, they're soap manufacturing business.
Hmm.
So you may not know this about me. It's probably not obvious that I am an expert manufacturer of goat milk soap that's exceptional for your skin if you have dry or I don't even know. It's very sensitive on your skin. So uh, yeah, we make that here at our house, and we sell it on Amazon, and we have a website. And the only problem with that one is uh, we could very quickly and easily, if we had any sort of success, completely outstrip our ability to manufacture it fast enough, because
Okay.
it's a fair amount of work to keep up with demand as it is.
Hmm.
So that's another interesting option. Um, why? How is it that we have so many businesses collectively that we can't always remember them all?
All right. Well, I do stuff too, like for acquisitional wealth, where I kind of host some things with another business person, entrepreneur named Josh Tolley. Wrote the book of Entrepreneur, one of my favorites. So I do that. My mom has a business, e-commerce accounting, that I've helped out with on things. It's an accounting firm specifically focused for e-commerce sellers. She also has done accounting her entire adult life, so she works with other people in addition to the e-commerce side. So that could be helpful. I know some of our discussions, she's already used ChatGPT and AI for certain things to speed up productivity, but I'm sure there's more that could be done to get the word out.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Yeah, we already talked about the Amazon business. I think that's the majority of things that I currently do. I feel like I'm missing one, but I can't
I
remember it.
know. I know. I'm like, oh, which ones are there? Um, yeah, and I think for most of them, the areas of opportunity would be automating. I'll say marketing activities, but it could potentially. I'll just say lead generation and lead nurturing. I think that's probably a huge element of how we could leverage it within any of those businesses. And then on the other side, operational efficiency, just whatever it is that we can use AI to make the operation better, faster, more efficient, more effective, so on. Yeah.
Right. I would think maybe in some of this we could use Auto GPT if we can get that figured out and working, because
Yes.
that would be
Yes.
where the efficiency comes into play a lot more. Um, there's a part of me that wants to
Absolutely.
start with Replan Dashboard and the software, because it's already out there. There's tons of there's videos that I've made, that we've made on it, and so it'd be pretty simple to get started, and one that we both know well. And then we can, once we have a process down, we can start looking at individual businesses that we each have. But
Yeah.
I don't know. The other one that stood out to me was the Artemis Organics one, but you said you don't want to do it so well that you can't keep up with the demand, so we can wait
We
on that.
we have we have thought about enlisting the help of a contract manufacturer, just because if we grow it at all, it's going to, yeah.
Okay.
Either I'll be like, sorry, Jimmy, I can't. I have to go make soap, or
Yeah.
which, yeah, yes.
Okay.
So so yeah, I think so. The other part of this that I think is really important is for us to, so it's not just you and I leveraging AI tools to help a business whatever way. There's also, I mean, so how long, and this may be a loaded question, but it's not intended to be. How long have you had a business, an LLC? I mean, how many years? It's been quite a few years for you, right?
Uh, 8 years.
And so I'm on, actually, gosh, well, 413 Group is 10 years old. We did have an LLC before that was dissolved. So I would say between the two of us, we're probably at, and it's not a staggering amount of time, but we're probably at 20 years of experience running, you know, moderately to significantly successful businesses.
Yeah,
And
probably more
yeah,
than
go
that.
ahead.
I was just going to say, well, that was
Yeah.
whenever I got the LLC. It was in 2015. the first one, but I did things, in college that I don't
Side
think I set up
hustles and
LLCs for. I mean, I guess I did have LLCs then. I just didn't do much with them. But I've been
yeah,
probably doing business stuff since I was 19. So that would be 12
yeah,
years, 12 years of experience running businesses. And my like main one was 2015 whenever it started. So I would have,
yeah.
because I
Oh
did a
yeah,
house painting internship in business, deck staining, that kind of stuff, whenever I was 19. And so while I ran the whole business, it was under a different LLC that I didn't own. And then I started
got
one.
it.
So 12
So
years.
yeah, so my I guess the overall thought process is we're not new to running businesses, and I think a lot of the value that we have to offer, yes, it is AI and all of this stuff, and that will be the focus. But in some cases, and I was talking to a mutual friend, or I'll call him a mutual friend now, potential client, but mutual friend of Jimmy and I earlier today. And I just know that there are conversations that if Jimmy and I sat down with him and we were like, yeah, we should do this and that and this. And as you've been able to tell anyone who's watched any of these, Jimmy and I are both have that kind of visionary mindset where he will say something and I'm like, that's awesome. And how about this? And then he's like, oh, yeah, and that. And suddenly we have, this really cool, awesome plan. And I think there are a lot of business owners that could benefit from that. And then if we can efficiently implement it using AI, that there's some power there. And
Yeah.
so to me, it's not just, hey, let's see if we can apply AI tools to your business. It's also like we want to see people win. And how can we do that? What's the most effective way for us to do that?
Right.
So yeah, and that to me that excites me. That gets me pumped up.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. And I think we both have some varied business backgrounds. I know that I do. I've done a ton of
Right.
different things. So, um,
Right. Well, and yeah, I mean, we were just talking today about your some of your kind of finance insurance background that I knew you had, but I didn't know how deep it was. And I'm like, man, you've probably forgotten more about all of those topics than I'll ever know. And and for me, the same on the IT side. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I do think there's a huge opportunity for us to just honestly just help people
Okay.
and be a service to business owners. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm excited. I think it's a fun direction.
I agree. Well, do you want to start with, do you want to pick one? Um,
I think
where
we
are you
should.
leaning towards
And
one?
yeah, yeah, I I like Replan Dashboard. I mean, I like Replan Dashboard because, well, the three of us, you and Carl and I own it.
Mhm.
Um but I like it because um the three of us have talked about how the I would say the worst thing about Replan Dashboard, or the thing that we do the worst at, is marketing. Um, and and I think we're just so focused on trying to, or I should say, the last two, however long it's been since we've been really working at it, 3 years. Gosh,
Yeah.
has it been that long? Anyway, however long it's been, a long time. We've uh, we've really been focused on the product and continual improvements to the product, but we've never focused on how do we how do we market what we've already got.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say that. We've done webinars and all sorts of fun things, but I think we all recognize that there's much more of an opportunity there than we've taken advantage of. And I think us putting the three of our heads together, inviting Carl into this and saying, hey, let's all join in and figure out what is it that we can do, what should we do, how do we attack this in a different way. I think that would be, I think it'd be fun. I
Yeah.
think it'd be good. And truthfully, so you and I had talked about, before we jumped on the call, the idea of kind of spending a week on a business, start with the overview, do some brainstorming, execute on some things, summarize, wrap it up. So we're literally same sort of format, but we're dealing with one business in a week, which will definitely require us to recruit outside help to get all that done.
Yeah.
But I think that's cool. I think honestly, Replan Dashboard, we could realistically spend, we could easily spend 2 weeks, if not potentially 3 weeks, just digging in and getting after it. So
Yeah, we don't have to do it in a week. It's just probably easier if we're bringing in outside people to have them
Yes.
dedicate a week of getting on here every day.
Yeah.
I think that I think Replan Dashboard's a good one, and we can spend 2 to 3 weeks on it to really even figure it out.
Right.
Because there's so much opportunity within that.
Yep.
Just from a content side of things that I think Auto GPT would help us with, probably the most. And then even asking ChatGPT, hey, we've got this amount of money we want to spend on advertising and marketing. Where should we deploy it? Should it be Facebook ads? Should it be influencers? Should it be these types of things? It might be fun to use ChatGPT for that thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'd be great. And I think it would make a ton of sense to, I think it would make a lot of sense. And, we can, because it's our business, we can maybe be a little bit more transparent about, growth and, new leads, things like that, than maybe a business owner that's not us would be willing to be transparent. So
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, cool. It makes the content side a lot easier because if we're building general Amazon e-commerce content for people, we both know that. I really, really know that,
Right.
So that can be helpful.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Agreed. Hey, Carl, we didn't talk to you about this yet, but we will. So we'll get in touch with Carl. I would love to have Carl participate to the extent Carl has, like all of us, Carl has other things going on. He's got, other company, family, so on and so forth commitments. So I don't expect that he'll be able to carve out all that time, but I would love to have Carl participate in as much as possible.
For sure. I agree.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for it. We will most likely,
me too.
I think the plan is then whenever we start bringing in other businesses or whenever we're done with a particular business, we'll do a recap, almost podcast episode that then can be put out onto other platforms as like an audio thing. That would be fun to me to use one to just record a live podcast, especially with YouTube podcasts now being bigger. We can, use that because I've got a podcasting background with biblical business leaders. So I kind of know how some of that stuff works too. So it can, it can be fun to do that. And that way we'll have weekly AI-driven business overview videos of how we used it this week and this type of a business and what happened. I think we should have like a 4-day schedule of grinding out work and then a day of a recap for the week and what happened and what we learned. And even if it's Replan Dashboard, we'll do that for 2 or 3 weeks until we're done with Replan Dashboard. And then those can be episodes for people to learn from as well. So I think that'd be fun. But that way we're still documenting everything we're doing on these calls. And then we've got a recap. So
no, I love it. I think that's great.
Cool. Well, we will start next week. Maybe our first podcast won't be next week. It would be the week after, since we've got a shorter week next week and we're trying to figure this out. But, in terms of a podcast episode, it could be that. So I think that'll be fun.
Perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited, man.
Yeah, me too. And as is, usual, anybody that's watching this, please leave comments. Let us know your thoughts. Give us your opinions on things, what you'd like to see happen. If you've got a business that you'd like us to feature, feel free to reach out in some way, shape, or form. You can always reach out to me, Jimmy at AskJimmySmith.com. And, just send me an email, let me know, and we'd be happy to potentially schedule a time with you, depending on the business and all that kind of stuff. So awesome. Well, I think that covers it for today. We will start on Tuesday with Replan Dashboard. Hopefully Carl will be able to join us for the time being. And we'll see you at, where is it? Hold on. Tuesday, May 2nd, 12:15 Central, 1:15 Eastern. And should be good to go.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye.